No, that's fine. That's fine. No, neither of our heads are too shiny. Don't worry. Right. So, right. Hello again. A second video with Bruce in his man cave, and this is another thermal video. Again, this kit is from Blackwood Outdoors, but Bruce has bought this thermal add-on, so it's a front-end add-on for a day scope. But this is Bruce's own property, and again, as the previous video, this review is entirely impartial, in our own opinions and observations, Bruce's opinions and observations using this kit in the field. Let's get to it. Okay, thanks for your time, Bruce. What have you got for us?
Right, what we've got is the Pulsar Krypton FXG50 thermal front add-on, and we've also got this monocular attachment which fits onto the back of the add-on, which means that you can actually use the thermal as a spotter as well as a front add-on for a scope.
Excellent.
So this is actually a 5x monocular, and while I was mucking around this morning, I just found that I can actually use it as a monocular, and it's pretty damn good.
Excellent. Excellent.
But the main interest here is this part. This is the actual front add-on. Lens cap, germanium lens.
What size is that? Is that 50 mil?
50 mil. It's the sensor in here is a 12 micron 640 by 480 thermal sensor, 50 mil lens. Basically, how this works is that the display, the signal from the sensor, is displayed on a screen at the back of the add-on, and to use it as an add-on, this adapter is fitted to the rear of the add-on, and it will fit a wide variety of different normal day scopes.
Yep. Do you get different adapters?
Yeah, you do. When you buy it, this is what they call the PSP50 ring adapter, and it is designed basically for scopes with nominal 50mm objectives.
Right. Oh, I see. So there's different collars.
There's different collars, and I've got a collar fitted in here at the moment. You can see this collar, and because that's the collar, it fits the scope that I'm going to put this on.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
If I had a different, for example, this is an athlon scope, and the outside diameter of the objective is about 57, 58mm.
Right.
I've also got a Swarovski scope, which is also nominally a 50mm objective scope, but the diameter at the outside of the objective bell is slightly smaller, so I use a different adapter with that. And the PSP kit comes with adapters that will take you pretty much at 1mm and 1mm steps from
increments, okay,
51.5 up to, I think 59 or 58, something like 59mm.
Oh, right, okay.
I think we've got a 58mm in here.
Right, so one size fits all with adapters.
Yeah, now if you've got a scope with a 56mm objective, you need to buy a bigger size. The PSP 56 ring adapter would go with that.
Right, okay.
So this basically covers everything from scopes that are nominally 50mm objectives.
Right, okay.
And if you go up to a 56mm objective scope, then you're going to need a different adapter ring. To give you a few adapters to cover different exact sizes of objective bells.
Okay.
Okay. It uses the Pulsar proprietary IPS7 battery.
Okay.
I've got a spare battery, and you get a charger as well. It's on charge at the moment. In fact, it's fully charged now. Okay. And you can tell these are fully charged because the green light is on all the time. If the green light's flashing, then it's actually charging. Okay. So that one's now fully charged. And the batteries are not cheap. Batteries are about £80 a pop.
80.
£80 a pop.
Right.
If you want to use the monocular, it's very easy. When the monocular simply clips in at the front, and you've now got a thermal spotter.
Right.
And this has actually got a loop, a ring attachment for a neck strap. With the monocular attached and with the neck strap attached, you could literally walk around with the thing hanging off your neck, using it as a thermal spotter.
Cool.
And you can imagine a situation where you've got your rifle on your shoulder, on a sling. You're walking around with the thermal spotter. You see something that you want to shoot. You simply detach the thermal from the monocular. The monocular continues to hang on your neck on the strap. Okay. So when you want to put the attachment, the front add-on, onto the rifle, you simply release the clamp stick it on like that, tighten the clamp, and you're ready to go.
And we should say, by the way, this rifle is unloaded. There is no bolt in it, and no magazine, no ammunition, entirely safe. So on you go, Bruce. Thank you.
So that's it. The great thing about this is that there's no issues about loss of zero if you don't get this thing aligned correctly. I could actually, I've got, let me come round this way a bit, maybe make it easier to see.
Okay.
You can see I've got a bit of blue tape on here. Okay, that's just because I've got OCD when it comes to this. I like to have it perfectly lined up, but in fact, I could have it there, or even there. It would still not lose zero.
Okay.
It would still be zeroed. Okay. When you look through the scope at the screen, you'll see along the bottom of the display there are some icons.
Right.
Like for battery power and time and whether the microphone switched on, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I like to have them level across the bottom of the screen rather than being tilted at an angle.
Well, that's entirely natural. I'd be the same.
So that's what the blue tape's for. I know when I get the tape lined up, I know that when I look through the scope, if things are going to be lined up the way I want.
So out of interest, what calibers? This is your...
This is 2.2 Hornet.
2.2 Hornet, so that's a day scope.
That's my day scope. The day scope is an Athlon Midas HMR 2.5 to 15 by 50.
Okay.
And I've got an LEO32 rangefinder on top.
Yeah, LEO32 LRF from Custom Hunting with the red laser pointer to align yourself. That's right. And you've got the rear display. So this is a cracking setup. So once zeroed, this 2.2 Hornet for day use, and you just clamp the front thermal add-on and you're in night use.
That's right, exactly. Now, if you obviously you would zero your rifle scope first.
Yeah.
And then you put the add-on, fit it on, and you'd shoot at the same target just to check that you've not lost zero.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there is an adjustment in here if you want. You can actually shift the display horizontally and vertically to give you absolutely perfect alignment between what your point of aim is.
Yeah,
the day scope and with the thermal.
So is that you're basically aligning the day scope's optical axis with the thermal display. Got you.
So because I use this on two different rifles, I use this on my 2.2 Hornet and I use it on my rimfire as well. What I've done is I've got a little piece of tape here, and these are my offset X and Y offsets for the display. So if I put it onto the Hornet, I can go into the menu and dial in these offsets. Or when I put it on my 2.2 rimfire, I can go into the menu and dial in those offsets, and I know then that my zero is absolutely perfect.
Okay, cool.
So there is a Picatinny rail here, but the thing, everybody says, oh, it's for a rangefinder. Well, but it's not, because if I put that on like that, right, and I can shoot with it, if I had the rangefinder on here, right, but that went on like that, the rangefinder ain't going to be pointing in the same place.
No.
So putting a rangefinder on there, because you can put this on any way you want, you know, I might get away with it if I did that.
Yeah.
But in practice, I want to keep the rangefinder on here because I want to range targets when I use it in daylight as well.
Yes. So the rangefinder is better on your scope.
Yeah. So that's the focus control on this is here. This allows you to focus the objective lens to the sensor.
Okay.
You've got an on-off power button, and you've got various menu controls here.
So,
white hot, black hot. You only get two colours. You can adjust the contrast and the brightness. There's Wi-Fi.
So is the recording in it?
So onboard recording, 16 gigs.
Right. Onboard recording it as well as Wi-Fi. So you can stream it.
And the recording is good. You can stream. You've got to use Pulsar Stream Vision app, which is pretty rubbish. But you can stream to it. I think I've probably got it on my phone, but I wouldn't recommend anybody using it. But I've recorded and downloaded the video through the USB port.
Right.
The video quality is good, but of course this is a ×1 magnification. Right. When I put the monocular on, it makes the whole thing ×5.
Right.
When I put it on here, all the magnification is coming from the scope.
Right. So
this is ×1. So whatever you record isn't ×1.
Right, so it's not going to go anywhere near like the zoom of the shooter's eye view, because the shooter's eye sees the zoomed optical zoom.
If you look at YouTube, there are loads of Krypton FXG50 videos.
Right.
And some of them look truly fantastic, like roe deer and pigs, but they're not very far away. Because this is only ×1 magnification. If you want to get the level of detail you see in those videos, they're close. The targets are close.
Yeah.
Right? The magnification is coming from the scope.
Right.
Now,
So am I right in saying to actually demonstrate the shooter's eye view, you would need to pop this on your scope, and you would need to put something like a PAD 007 at the back to then record the shooter's eye view of the thermal?
That's true. Yeah, you could. That might be quite interesting to try, because basically, when I switch it on, what the scope is looking at is the display.
Yeah.
You can see it, I don't know.
I can just about line up. Yeah.
Right. So basically, when I put this onto the scope and I look through the scope, I'm looking at that display.
Yes.
Now, that display is not very big.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only the light from this relatively small display that's coming through the scope. The effect that has is that what we call the exit pupil of the scope, the size of the spot of light, the pupil of your eye has to be aligned with, is really rather small.
Right.
And as you increase the scope magnification, it gets smaller.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic bit of kit. Honestly, the handiness of it, just being able to stick it on the scope and go, is brilliant, and it allows me to get the best out of my glass scopes.
Yeah.
But it takes a bit of practice to get used to it. You've got to get your head in exactly the right position.
Yeah.
Now, this is a 2.5 to 15, and at times 2.5, you'll see all of the display, and you'll see some of the icons. I don't know if this is going to work for us.
Okay.
If you want to try and actually take some video, if you want, I don't know where you need to stand.
Okay, I'll come round. And how much do these thermal add-ons, how much do they retail for?
About £4,000.
About £4,000, okay.
Retail is £4,000.
Okay.
Although there's a real shortage of them at the moment, because Pulsar are having all sorts of issues getting appropriate licenses because of Brexit to get kit into the country, particularly anything regarded as a weapon scope. Thomas Jacks have got backlog of orders for Pulsar kit.
Oh, right.
Scare you. So I don't know if you can get in behind that and get your camera to take some footage through the. I'm worried about falling over.
No, I shouldn't fall over, but I'm more thinking about how can I get the lens, which is here.
Yeah, you'll get that in for there, I think. Try coming back.
There we go.
Right, you can see. Right, so you can see it's getting your eye in the right place is the trick.
Right. Okay.
And when you go to take a shot, you've got to start out in low magnification.
Got
that way you'll get your eye. You'll find the spot for your eye more easily.
Yeah.
Once you get lined up in the target, you can bring the magnification up. Once you get above about ×8 on the scope, picture starts to get a bit blurry.
Right. Okay. So this is me moving the camera phone back and forth, and it's basically, as Bruce is saying, it's basically explaining the alignment issues that you'd have.
If you try and hold it in one place, I'm going to try and increase the scope magnification. You can. Also, it gets dimmer as well because there's less light coming through the scope. I'll put the magnification back down again.
Okay. There we go.
I'm maybe not doing this thing justice by explaining the foibles you have to get used to get the best out of it. But it's such a useful piece of kit. The fact is that this allows me to use 3 rifles actually I can use it on, and gives me thermal capability on 3 rifles without having to buy 3 thermal rifle scopes, and allows me to keep good glass on all 3 rifles for daytime use. Yeah. And still have a thermal capability with any of them.
And you don't have to re-zero.
And I don't have to re-zero.
It's
a big advantage. It's a
pretty damn good.
Big advantage. It's a lot of money. It's a hell of a lot of money, but it's cheaper than buying 3 thermal rifle scopes and then having to swap them over between day and night on every rifle and have issues about losing 0.
Yeah.
So for me, when I saw this, Ian Blackwood again was very kind and sent me up this to trial. I took it out with your gamekeeper friend from your previous video with Nathan.
Oh, right.
And with another guy, and we were all just blown away by it.
Right.
We just had nerves, and I decided, right, Ian, come on, make me an offer I can't refuse you. and I bought it because for me it solved my problem. It solved all the problems.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of rabbit shooting with night vision and with a friend who was using a Part 007, and the number of times we were able to see rabbits with the thermal, which we could not see with night vision because they were in grass. They were at the edge of the normal
right
white out and blowback you get with IR.
Yeah.
And I was getting quite frustrated by this. That saying, look, I can see the rabbit, just shoot the damn thing. I can't see it. Well, it's just there, shoot it. No, I can't see it. And I'm looking through. Right enough, you can't see it because of the reflection.
Yes.
Coming back on the IR, whereas it was clear as day with the thermal. I thought, no. This is my solution to that problem.
Right. So in reality now, you've now become a thermal shooter.
Yeah, I don't use night vision now.
Right. Okay.
No, I'm only thermal. Glass for daytime, thermal for everything else.
So you've got this fellow.
It's called the Pulsar Krypton FXG50.
So you've got this add-on for all your day scopes.
Yep.
Turning them into night scopes.
And that's a dedicated thermal scope for foxing.
And what's this one called again?
It's sold in the UK as the Ward WT 175-6. Clive Ward from the Night Vision store sells those scopes.
Okay.
And that thing is 4.5 years old now.
Right.
But it still does everything I need it to do.
Right.
And I've no plans to change it. But that is a pure dedicated foxing
right.
setup. You wouldn't take that anywhere else. But shoot off the bonnet of a car, shoot out the window of the car, shoot out the roof of the car. Yeah. You're not lugging that up a hill.
No,
it's too big and heavy for that.
Yeah, because it's a 22-250.
A 22-250 heavy barrel Tikka.
Yeah, so you can see the heavy barrel section size there.
I mean, I've shot foxes with that set up out to 350 yards.
Right. Okay.
And it's terrific. And the stock, that GRS stock as well, gives you a really nice hold on the rifle. Lets you get set up really nice and solid.
The GRS are beautiful.
Beautiful stuff.
I have owned one when I first had my Air Arms S510 FAC air rifle, but for me, being disabled, I needed a bullpup. I needed a compact rifle. Well, but the GRS stocks are fantastic.
That's the Berserk plastic stock. I've got one of those on my 2.2 as well, on my Tikka T1X 2.2, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant stocks.
Excellent.
So that's basically the Krypton, the add-on. I know at least another couple of people have done the same as me. They've decided, right, good glass for a day, thermal for everything else, and that's the solution. This is the best front add-on in the market at the moment.
Right.
12 micron, 640 by 480. It's really, really good. I'll be honest, the Raptor is better. The Raptor's a better image than that.
Right.
Simply because that's a 75mm lens. That's a 50mm lens.
Right. Okay.
But for being able to move it from rifle to rifle to rifle,
yes,
this is a better solution for
this
my
is
particular
this is the better idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And this is quite a compact rifle. So, but if I just look at that.
Well, I've had the barrel chopped in this one.
Right. Okay.
When I bought this rifle, the barrel was about that long. I had it chopped to 16.5 inches.
Right. Okay. So it's chopped and recrowned. This is quite a setup. You've got a compact rifle. You've got the adjustable cheek piece, which we've covered in a previous video. You've got a compact, shortened 16.5-inch barrel. You've got an excellent day scope, and then you've got a thermal front end add-on and laser rangefinder on top, and that is some beast. So that's 2.2 Hornet.
That's basically a long-range bunny rifle. Short-range foxes.
Okay.
Long-range bunnies. That's really what I wanted it for, and it does the job nicely. I'm quite happy with it for doing that.
Excellent.
I actually got a new bolt handle from a company in the States, because the bolt handles that normally come with the CZ give you very little clearance at the side of the scope.
Right.
And I found a company in the States that were doing extended big ball bolt handles that gave you a lot more easier, so I managed to get that.
Okay.
And I also changed the trigger to a Rifle Basics trigger from the States as well.
Okay.
And that's it now. You know, it's as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, but this is it is nice with the front end add-on and being able to swap that between
Yep.
different rifles.
Yep. It doesn't do anything for the front add-on doesn't do anything for the aesthetics.
No,
but it bloody works. You know.
Awesome.
It's a bit of kit. And
so what's the spec on the pixels again?
This is a 12 micron 640 by 480 sensor
And a 50mm lens.
and a 50mm lens. So
excellent. And what kind of life do you get out of the battery?
I don't know, but I would guess about 4 or 5 hours continuously.
Okay.
It's got a display off function which saves a bit of power.
Right. Okay.
I really couldn't tell you how long one battery will last. With these, you've got to kind of have a spare battery.
Yeah.
You don't want to be running out because it's proprietary and
Yeah.
it's not like the 18650s that you can just plug another one in.
Yeah.
You know, for a $5. So that's a Krypton.
Excellent.
Very nice piece of kit. Really
Excellent.
do like that. Okay, this is the Krypton FXG50 mounted on a CZ527 Hornet and Athlon Midas 2.5 to 15 by 50 scope. We're looking at some rabbits tonight, hopefully going to shoot a couple, and I've also got an LE032 rangefinder mounted on top of the scope so that when I put the reticle on the target I can range it, and that rabbit is 111 yards. Let's see if it hit. That's a dead rabbit.
So thanks very much for your time, Bruce, and thanks very much for talking us through these two thermal gadgets, the dedicated rifle scope and the thermal, as you see here, thermal front end add-on. And you'll see us both on the UK Night Vision Forum. I'm Russ Douglas 222. Bruce is Phoenix, and he's also Mealy Jimmy on the Airgun Forum thermal night vision section. I'll put the link to the UK Night Vision Forum down below, and I'll also put the link to the International Thermal Hunting Forum. We'll see you there. Thank you very much again for your time, Bruce.
No problem, Russ. Always a pleasure to have you here.
We're back in the man cave. Yay! Excellent. See you again soon, Bruce.
See you, Russ.